Welcome to the dance floor, where life lessons are learned through the art of dance. I'm your host, Anna Harsh, and today I'm giving you a backstage pass on owning your own dance company. This year marks our 30th anniversary for my touring group called Allegro Dance Company. So I wanted to give you an inside look or a backstage pass to what that entails. This has been a 3-part series of episodes, so let's dive into part 3, performances. In the previous episodes, you learned all about auditioning and rehearsing. I also gave some audition tips and what to expect during the rehearsal process. This episode is all about performances and touring. Allegro has performed throughout the United States and Italy for over 3 decades now. It takes a tremendous amount of organization and commitment to do these kinds of tours. So what does performing and touring on the road entail? Here are just a few things that the dancers experience on the road. Before we leave for a performance, I have a huge checklist of costumes and props to pack for the entire company. Yes, I do it all myself, but it's worth it. The dancers do help out when we arrive at the venue. They help set up the costumes and props once we arrive at the destination. Then it's on to warming up our bodies. We take a few minutes to breathe, warm up our muscles and bones to get ready to perform our 1-hour performance. Once we arrive at a venue, we see the space to make sure that our choreography or our show will fit there. Sometimes we have to adjust the show just a little bit with our spacing or who's going to be performing which dance. If given the opportunity, we walk onto the stage or staging area that we're going to be performing and get familiar with it just for a few minutes, so we know where the edges are and how deep the area is. This is just our safety precaution. Weather can also be a factor on the road. I always look at the forecast before we drive to a venue. If it's going to be a really hot, sunny day, I remind the dancers to bring extra water, a towel, and their sunscreen, always. If it's going to be rainy that day, I contact the venue and ask, is there an alternative place to perform indoors or somewhere covered? We always bring umbrellas and extra gear to cover and protect our costumes and props, but sometimes we just can't help it. If it's raining and lightning, our show has to be postponed or brought indoors. We as dancers have multiple pairs of dance shoes in our bag for shows, along with so many other things. What do you take on the road with you? What's in your dance bag? Sometimes a venue doesn't provide a proper stage for dancing, so we have to bring sneakers to help absorb the shock. Some festivals have us dancing on pavement, which isn't ideal, but outdoor festivals need more funding to order a proper stage that's professional. So in the meantime, we bring our street shoes instead of our dance shoes, and we make it work. We make it work since the dances we are performing are so rare and need to be preserved before they disappear. So we want to show these dances to as many audiences as we can. After we're finished with the showcase, the dancers line up to do autographs and photos with the audience. This meet and greet is nice to get feedback from the crowd, a chance to meet everyone that watched our show. So many audience members will tell us how our show brings back so many fond memories of their family and friends, and how much they learned and enjoyed our show. Many times, audience members will also share that our showcase made them want to take a trip to Italy. What a wonderful experience! This is the reason we perform, to connect with the audience, share our stories, and preserve this Italian culture for the next generation to enjoy. After the dancers cool down and grab a drink, they are required to pack their own costume in the company bag, along with any props and accessories we had for the show. This usually just takes a few minutes, and then we're back on the road to our next destination. As you can see, there's a lot of preparing and organizing that goes into our showcase before we even start the show. This is what we trained for, though, and this is why we love doing what we do. We meet so many outstanding and talented people on our tours. So the next time you see Allegro Dance Company performing this summer, applaud, cheer, and dance a little bit. We love feeling your energy as we're performing on the stage. It helps us keep going. So what's the life lesson on tour? Traveling lets us see the world and have a bigger perspective of who we are and how we interact with others. Teamwork is one of the biggest lessons we learn on the road. When everyone does their part, we thrive together. We need each other. We can't dance alone. We just can't. Okay, everyone. Festival season is just around the corner, so if you haven't booked Allegro for your festival or special event, now's the time to do so because dates are disappearing quickly off the calendar. So pack your bags and get ready to tour with Allegro. Remember, you can find more information about us at allegrodancecompany.net. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you won't miss another episode. Thanks for listening, everyone. I'm your host, Anna Harsh, and until next time, keep moving on the dance floor.